Today I'm sharing with you my top 10 reasons why I love living in Camas, Washington. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm so excited to share with you guys today my top 10 reasons why I love living in Camas, and I also do business here. By the way, if you're new here, you should sign up for our Weekend Happenings with Hannah email. We handwrite it for you guys every week. We put 4 or 5 local events in there that you can check out, so go ahead and sign up for that down below. I've always been a fan of Camas, and I finally got to move here a year or two ago, and I absolutely love it. So today I'm sharing my top 10 reasons why I love living here. A lot of you guys reach out to us, you email us, you text us, you DM us on Instagram, and you say you want to move to Camas, or maybe we help you list your home in Camas, and it's overall just a great city to be in. It's gained a lot of popularity over the last few years, so let's get into my top 10 reasons why I love living here. My first reason is that everyone is nice. Now obviously not every single person is nice, there's always some bad apples in the mix. But as a realtor, I knock on people's doors on a pretty consistent basis for my clients' listings. And so I serve Clark County, so I'll do it in Vancouver, and we do it in Ridgefield, and Philida, and Camas. And every time I'm in Camas, it seems to be the highest percentage of people that are really nice and just kind of greet me with a smile. If you're downtown Camas, maybe you're visiting the area, if you just talk to random people, more likely than not, people are going to be more than happy to talk with you and share their experience about living in the city. It is always surprising to me how many of my out-of-state clients say, everyone here is so nice, and I think in my head, gosh, what are people like elsewhere? Is everyone just a Scrooge and they don't talk to others, they don't help others? Because I think that's how we should be as a society, and I appreciate that Camas appreciates that. Second reason why I love living in Camas, Washington is that the weather is really good. Now, I know what you're thinking, Hannah, the weather is actually not good in Washington. It rains all the time. And that's fine. Me saying the weather is good, at the end of the day, that's an opinion. If you like hot all the time, then you're not gonna like it here. But I love it here because we get all 4 seasons. Granted, I'm born and raised in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm really used to it, but it makes you really appreciate every season, and they're all just beautiful in their own ways. If you are curious more about what the weather is like specifically here in Clark County, Camas, Vancouver, Washougal area, we have a video up all about the weather, so please go watch that. Third reason why I love living in Camas is the hiking and the outdoor activities options. Even just directly in Camas, we have so many great options, the biggest being 𝐿akimis Lake, Round Lake, and 𝐿akimis Park. These are probably one of the most popular community spots, if not the most popular in the city. I don't know how big the park is off the top of my head, but I want to say it's over 100 acres. It's really big. There's mountain biking trails, walking trails, hiking trails, there's little waterfalls, obviously there's the lakes that you can walk around. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone. Even just 30 minutes to an hour outside of Camas, we have so many amazing hiking and outdoor options here. We've got Vancouver Lake, you can go to the Columbia River, you can go up to Lake Merwin, you can go to the Cape Horn hike, you can go hike Green Mountain in Camas. There's really a lot of options for nature lovers. My fourth reason why I love living in Camas is that we have a cute downtown. If you've not been to downtown Camas, you've got to go check it out. It is a historic downtown. It's been there for well over 100 years now. And you'll see the paper mill when you're down there. The paper mill is pretty much out of commission these days, though it does operate just a little bit. We have a lot of boutiques down in downtown Camas. We have some good restaurants. We have nice community events that happen on a regular basis. You know, we do Camas Days in the summer, and there's a car show, and there's events for Halloween and Christmas tree lighting. So it's really a fun spot to be, and people definitely know each other down there. My fifth reason why I love living in Camas is that we have a good coffee scene. I know that's kind of a funny one, but it's pretty important to the Pacific Northwesters. I actually have my mocha right here that I got across the street from my office. This is from 𝐷𝐸, which is tasty coffee. We also have Presso Coffee Co. in my office parking lot here in Camas, which is great. Hidden River Roasters is in downtown Camas, and so is Piccolo, Cafe Piccolo, and Daily Grind. So we have some good options in Camas. And if you just want to go 15-20 minutes away, there's a lot of options in downtown Vancouver and other spots in Vancouver. So if you're a coffee lover, this is a great spot for you to live. Sixth reason why I literally love living in Camas is that we're so close to East Vancouver. I live in Camas. I live kind of on the west side, so I'm right on the border between Camas and Vancouver, and it's a super accessible spot because I'm not too deep into Camas, which, by the way, it doesn't really get that deep. It's like 10, 12 minutes deep. I'm on the west side of Camas, and I'm so close to all these East Vancouver stores: Costco, Lowe's, Home Depot, Winco, the tire shop, QFC, Fred Meyer, every store you could want, Asian food, burgers, whatever. But I still live in the little town of Camas. It's a nice, quiet suburb, and that's kind of the balance that I really enjoy. So it's just really special to me because where I grew up, I had to drive about 20-25 minutes to get to those big stores, and now they're all within a 10-minute drive, and I love that. Sometimes people will come to me and they'll be interested in Camas and they'll say, we love the small town feel, but oh, there's only one grocery store, there's only one Safeway, there's no big stores. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's a small town. Of course, it's not gonna have Costco and Walmart and all those things directly in it, but they're right on the border. They're on 192nd. Technically, some of those stores even have Camas addresses. The Costco is the Camas Costco, even though it's really in East Vancouver. So it's a good setup. Reason number 7 why I love living in Camas is that we're so close to the Portland International Airport. Oh my gosh, I love this. I travel now maybe 5 to 6 times a year, somewhere in that range, for business and for pleasure. And being close to the international airport is just such a luxury. Growing up, we had to drive like an hour and a half to get to our international airport. And here I can be at the airport within 15 minutes from leaving my house. And I live in a quiet suburb and I don't have to really go through any traffic. It is amazing. I get a lot of clients who reach out who are travelers, either for leisure or for business, and they love being close to the airport. And by the way, it's a great airport. They run it pretty tight ship, which might be surprising because it's in Portland, but they do a good job and they're remodeling it right now, so it's gonna be really beautiful. Reason number 8 I love living in Camas, Washington is that we have pretty balanced politics. Now, everyone has their own preference with politics, and I'm not saying what's right or wrong here. I just want to share with you that we have a pretty even mix, like 50-50 between blue and red. I think that makes for a wonderful place to live because you get a diversity of opinions and you don't get too polar. When you get too much one way or the other, people get really, I don't even know what the word is, they get really defensive and just crazy, and they forget what's important, which is, you know, loving your neighbor as yourself, loving your community, getting along, moving things forward with local politics. So I can really appreciate that we have balanced politics, and I hope it stays that way. 9th reason why it's really fun to live in Camas is that we are dog and pet friendly. This is one of the reasons why people move here. I have had so many clients reach out and say, we moved to the Pacific Northwest because we knew people would embrace our dogs. We could bring them to more shops. We could walk them all the time. We knew there were going to be dog parks available. If you go to downtown Camas, you will definitely see folks out walking their dogs. People love dogs here, and if you're curious more about what it's like living with pets in the Pacific Northwest, we have a video for that too, and we'll link it down below. The 10th and final reason why I love living in Camas is that the property tax is really pretty reasonable for what we get locally. Property tax in Camas is on the higher side for Clark County, and part of that is because our schools are really well funded, and you know that's where a lot of the school money comes from, is property taxes. But my general rule of thumb is that you're gonna pay about 1% of your assessed value of your home. So we have a whole video up about taxes. Please go watch that if you're interested. The assessed value of your home is not what it's actually worth on the open market. If you have a house and let's say it's worth $1 million, you're probably gonna be paying somewhere in the $8,000 to $9,000 a year property tax range. Obviously, depending on where it's located, the lot size, etc. There are many areas of the country that have really low property taxes. That seems to be kind of the middle of the country where there's not a lot to do. And of course, there are areas of the country that are super high property taxes, or my Californians watching, you have Melrose. We don't have Melrose here, it's great. So we are kind of in the middle, and I think it's really pretty reasonable. Well, those are my 10 reasons why I love living in Camas and working here. We love serving clients in Camas, Washington, whether they're buying or selling, and we serve all of Clark County. So if you or someone you know is thinking about moving to Vancouver, Camas, Clark County, Washington, Ridgefield, we'd love to serve you. Send us an email, a text, or DM us on Instagram at Hannah Dubyne. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.